Oop, welcome to Vibes with Moody. You caught me drinking my coffee. My bad, my bad. However, today we're gonna be trading NASDAQ. You could trade SPX, you could trade SPY, you could trade QQQ, TQQQ, however you want to skin your cat. It doesn't matter. You could come to futures, you could come to options. It don't matter. We just gonna get this money. Right. So with that being said, once again, we're gonna be trading NASDAQ. Me, I'm connecting my broker to my favorite charting platform, which is called Trading Views. Once again, it's called Trading Views. I will be connecting Tradeovate to my Trading Views account. However, this is where we're gonna be charting. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and share this screen for y'all real quick. We only got about like 14 minutes into the market. That's knowledge culture, baby. All right, let's get it. All right, so looks like it's about to trigger my put entry. I have a put entry here at $25,145 flat. I have a call entry here at $25,177.50, right? That's for calls, that's for puts. It seems like she's about to trigger my puts here, right? We'll see. We'll find another put entry if needed, or use the same one as a break and retest if needed, right? Now, with that being said, this is a 30-second time frame. I'm gonna drop this down here to a 15 just so I could be looking at it there, right? And let me just go ahead and drop it all the way down. So one thing I am seeing is that we're overextended. Not really, but we're kind of a little overextended to the downside, but not really, not at all. So I shouldn't say that, right? So we still have way more downside movement that we can actually get. However, coming over here to the 15-minute time frame. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take it up higher. I just don't like this price. Ooh, let's go back on this one. Put that back there. I just don't like that price action right now. I'd rather read it from the top and come down. As I see this right here, all this conjunction. Well, I shouldn't say that, right? I see a nice inverted head and shoulders inside of here, right? We got a shoulder here, we got a head here, and we got a shoulder here. That's populating, right? AKA cup and handle, right? You can also see a shoulder from here, head here, shoulder here, neckline here, right? So, I'm pretty bullish at the moment. We did crash right here at the 50% retracement that I had drew out. So, it still has room to take it at least to like $25,203. And we can capitalize off of that. However, the green lines are going to be liquidity to your upside where you can scale out your trade. The red lines are going to be liquidity to the downside where you can scale out your trade. The white lines obviously are going to be my entry points. As we see, the put entry has triggered, retest, and it's going down at the moment, right? We could potentially still use it again. As I move through the chart, I'll probably just go ahead and find another put entry, right? Good day to everyone. However, now that with that being said, I don't know. I guess we'll go to the hour. I really don't have a preference on what time frame to go to. They're all the same thing. So I do want to check this real quick. Okay, so we're on a continuation to the upside. We just got to see how we're going to continue up to the upside. And then let's go ahead and check where's that price at. Right at the, oh, that's right under 50. Okay, cool. So now I know 50 is the 4 hour. Got you. But let's drop this down to a 30-minute time frame. Right, 30-minute time frame. I'm seeing a head and shoulders right here, right? And it keeps going for Latanson. I remember we were going over, and it's not for YouTube, it's for the people here in the private community, right? I remember going over the head and shoulders. This is one that negated, right? That did not go, right? Because we see the shoulder here, the head here, got the shoulder here, and you see the neckline here, and it actually kept going instead of falling down. And that's why we talked about what we talked about. I'm not going to give the gems out here on YouTube, but like now you understand it, right? So with that being said, after I see this head and shoulders, we had a nice little bull flag breakout. And it's still on a bull flag part where it's still flagging. So we're gonna see what's going to potentially happen from here, right? As I always tell people, with me seeing what I just saw, with me just seeing what I just saw, I don't mind to like take it down to like a 5 minute. However, I seen everything that I seen. Like right now on a 5 minute is giving me what a to the bottom potential morning star reversal back up. So we're going to see what happens, right? We're gonna definitely see what happens. And don't you think it's funny that when I say that So he's about to reverse back up and things of that nature. If he was looking over here, you could just see how it just smacked up, like right? And that's all from knowing what each individual candlestick is, what it represents, and things of that nature, right? So it is approaching and retesting the put entry as of late right now, right? We have about 8 to 9 minutes till the market opens up. If you have a question, feel free to ask your question. Please do not ask me a question 2 minutes in the market opening. You got to think of yourself. I may be an expert. However, would you want somebody asking you something right when you're about to trade? No, you wouldn't. Don't act like you're that fire. You wouldn't. You'd be so nervous. You'd probably be sweating your hands like, I can't take a trade. Right? So make sure that you treat people how you want to be treated. Right? We're all the same. Right? I'm human just like you. I just so happen to be able to read charts. You may be able to read words a little bit better than me. Right? Give or take. It's just a give or take. All right. Let me log into my account. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like this new system, but I do like this new system on Trading Views because they think they my parent. They just be logging me out of my account. Like if I'm not on here for a set amount of hours, oh they gonna log your boy out. I be going back in there like, oh, let me see what NASDAQ doing. I may take a little quick scalpy dowpy. Nah, I'm logged out. However, that's a good thing. All right, your boy done logged back into this thing. We gonna see what we gonna do with her. I'm gonna put my time frame on a 5 second time frame. Yo, I be hearing a lot of stuff out there, man. I be hearing a lot of stuff out there. I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. Stay away from people that be projecting their lives, or stay away from people to tell you that you can't do this or you shouldn't be doing this. That's straight fear. Whenever you hear someone, whether it's content, anything, and you hear someone say you shouldn't be doing this, or don't do this, or this is gonna happen if you do this, just run away from that person. I didn't know that they were a therapist. I didn't know that they worked on the mind to tell the masses what not to do, right? That's just projecting your own fears because you can't do it. That was funny, wasn't it? What's up, Gills? How you doing? Calvin Grains, Calvin Gills. Man, you got two different names, bro. Don't be Calvin off of Paid in Full, bro. Don't be that Calvin, man. Eating bananas and stuff. No, I'm gonna drop a dime on that motherfucker. We gonna have fun here, YouTube. We gonna have a little fun. I'm gonna keep it very professional. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun here, right? We got about what 6 minutes into the market opening. Let's see if anybody has any question. What does the VIX triggering tells us? I don't know what it tells you. You included me in that with you. I don't know what it tells you. I don't. You can tell me what it tells you though. Now, I can tell you what it tells me and what it means for me. You see that? It triggering. All right. So if it triggers, I already got triggers, right? You already see that thing. That thing is thinging, right? If it triggers to the downside, that means that the stock market is pushing up, right? Let's not say the stock market. Let's say NASDAQ, SPY, QQQ, right? Those markets are pushing up or getting a nice bounce off of a support or a bounce area. Now, if it triggers me to the upside, right? And it was going up with green candles, that means that the market's going to go down, or that it's hitting a rejection zone and it's going down, and things of that nature, right? So that's all that it means for me, to be honest, to keep it very simple, right? Because I could go very technical into it, right? But you don't want to, you know what I mean? With this, I give you a little gem. Don't be trying to set your alerts like crazy up high and stuff like that. This thing don't move like that. You gotta understand this, you know. You feel me? She like a woman, bro. You gotta you gotta understand it, bro. You feel me? You know, you got I can't say it, man. You gotta come to the community. You gotta come to the community, baby. You gotta, but you know, I feel like you a man, so you know, I'm not sure if you're married or not married. You know, they're like women. You know, depending on how many points, you know, how she, know, they're like women, bro. You know, the underwears are fairly easy to buy. Yeah, you try to get the bra. I'm trying to tell you, they a little pricey up. They you gotta go look for them things. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It's a little difference. It's a little difference, right? However, we're gonna come over here to Nasdaq, man. I felt like being a little goofy with y'all. Let y'all see me a little bit, just a little bit. Not too much. Sound like 50 Cent now. Just a little bit. Oh no, let's not go there. He be wanting his money by Monday. Right now, him and T.I. going through it. He gonna want his money by Monday. Just leave him alone. Him angry. Him a gangster. He angry in the morning. All right, man. So we're gonna see how we gonna play this bad boy, right? We're gonna see how we gonna play this bad boy. We got a few more minutes. I'm already logged in. You know, let me hit this little button because they got this little extra button for us to trade now where it's like click this button here. I love trading views. I promise you I do. You'll never see me charting on another chart. Man, I'ma say never. You will never see me charting on another charting platform, to be honest with you. And and to be honest with you, to clarify that a little bit more, that's just because that's how I started. And that's not only me, that's you too, right? You should be able to, go into your mind and see that psychological part where it's like, hey, did you not try a whole bunch of different strategies or setups? What didn't you keep trying? Did you keep changing your brokerage? Ah, did you change your charting platform? Ah, oh, you got EMAs, but you can't flip and saute it. You know how you can make eggs? They're gonna ask you what kind of eggs you want. You want scrambled eggs, sunny side up? You know, that's like if somebody gives you an example on, hey, support and resistance. All right, can you give me another example? Yeah, because there's sunny side ups, there's scrambled eggs, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. You should be able to do so, right? So my bad. The chart just literally got my attention because it's just, I'm proud of myself. You know, I'm not gonna wait for somebody to pat me in my back, but like, I said tweets about a reversal into like just beautiful. It just happened. So what we're seeing here, right, on a 5-second time frame, this is your head. To the left right here is your shoulder on that reversal pattern. Head, shoulder. So that was an inverse head and shoulder that blasted off, and it only gave that much of a momentum. And then it gave us a head and shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline, breakdown. Or you could look at it as an inverse cup and handle or even a bear flag, right? That brought us right back down to the structure, right? From that structure, it bounced up a little bit more, right? And it gave us a what? A cup and handle. Most people are not going to be able to see it, but like, I'm a master chart reader, right? Cup, and that was your handle. The handle happened really fast, like right here, kept going, right? So, and then when you see moves like this, like how it just ran all the way up, hit my resistance, then came down and went back up, all this was to sweep out all this liquidity here, the bottom of those wicks. See, it just didn't get all the way down here, right? That's what that did. However, just to go ahead and prove myself right, you could go right here and you see the same thing when it ran up like that. Oh, that's 9:30. I'm sorry, y'all. We got to get trading. Look at this. She just ran through my call entry. All right, let me just stay patient here. Definitely want to grab this calls. But like the market just opened up without me even seeing it. All right, I'm just gonna stay patient. We're a little overextended here on a 5-second time frame. 15-second time frame, we're overextended as well. Checking here on a 45. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. It could keep running without me. which will kind of annoy me. However, it's okay. We're a little pretty overextended. And to be honest, the first thought that I had was like, hey, just go ahead and short them for a quick scalp real quick and end the live really quickly. But I'm like, nah, it's okay. Why? Because I could do that. I could just take a little quick scalp real quick to the downside when I hit a resistance. So I'm gonna just be patient here. Still patient, still patient. I really want the calls. If I gotta grab a scalp for some puts, that'll be okay as well. Just waiting. Let me you can tell like I'm watching the charts on my phone because like that was just super off. However, I'm just watching it. There goes that pullback, and it just bounced pretty quickly on them. That was beautiful, right? I'm gonna drop this over here to a 15-minute time frame. I got it on a 5. Just want to be able to see my wall. You see how I can't see my wall? So I'm gonna just go ahead and throw it on a 4-hour real quick. Should probably be able to see what I'm talking about. All right, cool. We got over resistance. Let me fix that resistance. Boom, bow. It's gonna go for liquidity. Well, we got to be able to go over this. All right, cool. I know what to do. All right, let's drop this down to a 5 again. We're gonna have fun over there in the community. Let me just take one little quick trade real quickly. I'm gonna be looking for puts. I'll grab my calls a little bit later. I'm grabbing puts now. And I'm gonna look to add to the position if she doesn't allow me to scale first. I'm gonna add at a high. Oh, I'm not recording this trade. Let me record myself. All right, we're in a bull flag. Don't be scared just in case it flags out and pushes to the upside. I'll be looking for an ad up there. We keep rejecting up there. I'm not trying to teach so I can show this up here. We keep getting these rejections, but I'll add somewhere up here. All right, we're in profits now. All right, we could go ahead and scale something out right here. I'm gonna get one scale. That was only $200 really quickly. All right, now we're back under. I'm just watching it to see if I can get this next move. If not, I'm gonna close the trade just in case this bull flag wants to perform all the way to the upside. I'm not gonna add to the position since I got me some good money. All right, we're back in profits. I'm gonna go ahead and close this trade out right here. Boom. All right, that was only an extra $200. That was beautiful. So that's what you heard me say, where it was like, hey, I could just close out this live pretty quickly. Why was that? Let me go ahead and show you so that you can be able to take advantage of that opportunity as well. However, what I am going to tell you with this opportunity is be very, very cautious, right? So I was on a 5-second time frame, right? So let's just go ahead and go to the 5-second time frame. As I was talking to you, while the market was opening up, I didn't see that it was 9:30. I noticed that it was 9:30 because of the push right here. It just started to move pretty rapidly. And you see, I'm going to talk about this bull flag that jumped up, and that's why I got out of my trade. And this is why I'm telling you what I'm about to show you. Be extremely patient. Be extremely patient because you can lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing, right? So, long story short, it pushes all the way up, right? Everything that I've been mentioning since I've been given an analysis was bullish, right? Tweet the bottom reversal into a Morningstar reversal, right? Those are the only two reversal patterns that you're ever going to get because those are the reversal patterns. I'm not going to say that because it's about 13 reversal patterns. Those are the two that I love. And what I will tell you is those are the first two universal reversal patterns to show up, right? So, I'm kind of not kind of, I'm an original person. I'm an original man, right? So I like to go with the first thing. I'm not really the kind of grafter type of person, right? So with that being said, we smacked up, right? Right here, we're seeing that we also got a bull flag, right? This also was a measure move, right? And the move that is going to give to the upside is going to be this. Let me try to do it now before it happens and somebody says, hey, you're just going off of it because it already happened, right? So the move that everybody is expecting to get is this big. And it's going to happen from here, like right here, right? So they're expecting NASDAQ to take them all the way up to $25,288.25. I just gave it to you, right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. Right? That's going to be from this level of 25,288.25. You see how they're already pushing it up from the green line right here at $25,232.50. See, now I'm just giving you an analysis and giving you some extra stuff so that you can make you some money when I get off of here. However, we got that bull flag, boom, breakout, right? In here, this is a flag, right? An overall flag for a potential bull flag breakout. Does it have to happen? No. Will it happen? It all depends. We're watching the price action. I love how they continue to hold the price up as they're pulling this back, right? So now you saw me mention around here where it's like, man, I missed this. Now the first thought that I had was, hey, I could just go ahead and scalp some puts, right? And close out the lot pretty quickly, right? Which that's kind of the case right now. So you see it, boom, it's just consolidating. This is support, this is resistance, right? So what I went ahead and did was say, okay, cool. I know I'm bullish. However, I know that this was a nice push up right now. I don't know, like no one doesn't know when they're going to want to push it up again, right? What we can do is go off of like what we're seeing with the price data, where it's like, hey, they keep reversing price up from here. I say in the next like 5 to 15 minutes, they're gonna take the price up here, right? If they continue to bounce this level, right? If this level, and let me just go ahead and fix it. If this blue line that I put right here continues to hold $25,221.50, they will take the price all the way back up there, right? Because all they're trying to do is take it to my blue line. And if they can hold over that, they'll take it over there, right? This is just what I do. So I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen, right? That goes back to me telling you if somebody says this and then this and that you can't do this and this and the third, run away from that person. That person doesn't have confidence in what they're doing. You should have confidence. If I tell you to go pick up a girl at the mall, you're going to be able to do that. Or you're not. You're going to let me know. You're going to give me excuses. Man, I don't know. Maybe today's not my day. I'm not wearing the right outfit. You know what I'm saying? The person that has confidence doesn't care what outfit he's wearing. You're going to be like, man, watch me go do that. Right? So long story short, as it was consolidating here, right? Let me take you because I was on a 15-second. Let me take you to on a 5-second. As I continue to see that they kept holding, all I did was say, okay, I got a rejection zone here, right? This is why if you're on this live trading, if you want to learn how to trade, go all the way back to the first class, not the first live trading, the first class, and you'll learn, right? Because I'm not saying resist, I'm not it was a rejection zone here and it was a resistance zone here, right? The white line was resistance and I had a rejection zone here around that green line, right? And that's why I said, hey, I will want to add to that position at those highs, right? I already had 5 contracts. However, if it gave me the opportunity to scale and then just continue to show me that it was going to continue to reject, I would have went ahead and added to the position. However, I knew that she wanted to break that upside. Am I going to scare you while I'm in the trade? No. That's why I was saying, hey, we're going to scale out of this position pretty quickly, and things of that nature. And you heard me say, hey, if we get back under, she gives me the opportunity, I'm going to take the money because she could potentially just bull flag out. I also told you, do not get scared just in case it pushes to the upside, right? On a bull flag breakout. So as I continue to see those rejections, that's where I started my puts. I started my puts a little bit by the resistance. I ain't gonna lie, kind of like irked me because I was like, gosh, man, I could have had it all the way at the top and been in profits the whole entire way through, right? So long story short, um, I didn't get that opportunity to add to the position. So once we broke right here, I was able to start scaling out the trade. Scoop, 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 scoop. Boom! I saw that tweezer bottom. This is why I didn't want to add to the position again up there. It still gave me that opportunity to be able to scale out and get out the trade. I think it was like right here. Um, and it gave me an extra $200. I only had like 2 extra contracts or something of that nature, right? However, I knew that hey, it's gonna pull back, just like you see how it's been pulling back and it's just going back up. I know that it's bullish right now. However, I took the risk of saying, hey, let me not wait for the pullback. I'm not sure when it's gonna pull back. I can actually be in the trade while it's pulling back and take some money out the trade and be done. Right. So now with that being said, you see that we're still traveling up there. It has now went at least halfway up to the price that I said that it was going to go to, right? That was a 23% push back up from the price where I was at, and it's already given 50% of that move, right? And you can still see the big pole and the big flag, right? This is nothing but a measure move, right? However, with that being said, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube. It's free, so just hit that button. I promise you that. right? However, if you think this was fire, just so I can know how to continue to educate and continue to put out my trades, drop a fire in the chat. Drop some fires in the chat, and that's gonna let me know what we got going on. I'm out. I like the profits I just got. That's what I'm talking about, Xavier. That's what I'm talking about. Um, Moody is the man. I appreciate you, bro. I am a man. You're the man too, man. Not just me. You see, look, we're heading up there. We're heading up there. We're heading up there. Literally. Do. All right, cool. I'm seeing some fires come through, so y'all liking that. All right, all right. See some people jumped off, however. All right. I see that. Um, I'll stay on for the next 3 minutes and just see if anybody has any questions before I go live, finish the live trading session over there in the Zoom in the private community. However, this is what I was going to tell you. So as I was in the trade, right, we were overextended all the way up here. This RSI has to go back down, regardless of the fact. So what I am going to tell you is it's not going to go all the way down like the candlesticks unless it breaks the 50% retracement, right? Them classes out on YouTube. Probably not on this YouTube, the other one. See, I got another YouTube. But that's for more advanced people. See, this one I'm doing for beginners and intermediate and advanced, but to start from the beginning. I have another YouTube that's called Masters Born Academy that you can go and watch those classes, right? As I mentioned, we graced a little bit more than 50% now, right? I'm telling you that it's going all the way here. So you could just buy a pullback there. You know what I'm saying? If you want to blame me if it doesn't happen. I'm telling you that's gonna happen. I'm very confident in what I do. So long story short, as when I another reason why I didn't add to this position or anything, like once I seen that I was able to make my money and I only had a couple of contracts and I scaled out of it, is because you see how the RSI is fluctuating, going up and down, up and down, up and down, but it's still going down. Look at how your candlesticks are going up. Right? Another person's gonna be like, "Oh my God, there goes a bearish diversion. Candlesticks are going up," because that's exactly what a bearish diversion is. And the RSI is going down. Yes, it is giving a bearish diversion right now, right? And we can look at the 5 minute and we can see that we're extremely overextended. So we're actually more bullish than anything. This is called a pullback. Now, when it breaks the 50 mark and it stays under the 50 mark, you start to flush down, right? So I was not going to bet on this to go all the way down there for me, right? And this is a 15-second time frame. Let me go ahead and show it to you on a 5 so that you have a clear understanding. We were like right here. I wasn't going to bet that it was going to break and take me all the way down. You see? It didn't. Boom, 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 boom. Bow. Look, we're almost there. Oh my gosh, we're about to hit it. We're literally, you're going to make me stay on here until we hit it so I could be like, I told you so. I told you so, right? However, with that being said, I just helped you understand that RSI just a little bit more, right? Um, take that and do as you will with that. However, I would tell you to ask questions. Ask questions, right? It's okay to come into the community and just be in a free chat and just like, hey Moody, what's this? You know, I'll send you to a YouTube video if I feel like it's gonna be a long explanation, which is a YouTube video that I created, right? We're bull flagging again, as you see, pole flagging, right? And I also saw that right there on the RSI, right? Where you're getting that pullback to be able to hit that price action right there, right? And that price action is going to be basically $25,287.25. And it should go a little bit above that trigger, right? Yeah, I don't feel like we have any questions. I feel like we have any questions. What I would say is I've received my first red trade, not red day, because I wasn't red on Monday when I took that trade and I went into the private community. I went ahead and made all that money back. Made my money back and some profits. However, you guys were able to see me, you know, take a red trade and things of that nature, right? You didn't see me get depressed. You didn't see me go through any of those like situations, right? So I want you to be able to take that from me, right? Because you see me here on Wednesday. I didn't focus on it. I didn't talk about it. I didn't say, hey, this was happened last time. There are a lot of people that stay focused on the past and what took place in their past. And that's what ends up manifesting for them again, right? So leave the past in the past, right? Learn from it. Forgive, just don't forget, right? Forgive yourself for making the wrong choices or the wrong moves and things of that nature. And you'll continue to make better choices and better moves. As you see, we just crossed and I'm about to be off of here. That was just for me to let you know, yeah, I told you so, right? It doesn't matter. if I take a loss or if I don't. If I take a loss, that's just what happens in this game. This is what the F I do. This is what I do. I scalp, I day trade, I swing, and I long-term invest. You can day trade every single day if you wanted to. You can scalp every single day if you wanted to. You could swing not every single day if you wanted to. Why? Unless you're just finding a new swing for each other day and just getting out of it. And the reason I'm telling you that is because this is what I do. Can someone else do that as well? Absolutely. Can you start doing that when you first start trading and learning? Absolutely not. You will hurt yourself. You will hinder yourself. Okay? Yet, that's rhetorical if you were trying to learn a skill and you can't utilize that skill every day. Tell people to stop projecting. However, with that being said, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm just gonna leave you with a little bit of love. If your mother or your father's still here, go wash their feet. Go give them a hug. Go give them a kiss on the cheek. If they're not here, go do that for your children. And don't say, hey, you always do it for your children. Do it with intentions. Be intentional on why you're doing it, right? With that being said, peace and love. Thanks. Upgrading to premium in Discord next paycheck. See you soon. That's what's up, my man. Tag me in the free chat. You know what I'm saying? If you want a 2-week free, it really doesn't hurt me. Come make you some money. Maybe I could make you that money and you don't have to wait for your paycheck, right? I could just make you the money today, the next day, and you in the community, right? Peace and love. Just tag me in the free chat and be like, hey, man, can I get that 2-week free? I came for the robbery. Give me that. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace and love.